Ah. So I have this mic that fell on my leg, on my toe, and it's very painful. But anyway, I wanted to like document what Joey Speak spoke to me about yesterday. It was actually yesterday. So yesterday we talked about rings. Joey Speak talked to me about rings, Saturn rings. How to live like 900 years for 900 years essentially. How to live long like Methuselah, all these guys. Well, apparently the reason why Methuselah was able to live for 900 years was because Earth was like very, in terms of Earth looked like Saturn essentially. Earth had rings, used to have rings like Saturn, and then the flood happened, and then the rings melted essentially. God melted the rings of ice around the Earth that was orbiting the Earth, and then God melted those rings, and it was those rings that actually fell for 40 days that caused the flood, which makes sense. You know, the idea that ring was just falling for 40 days doesn't make any sense. But if Earth used to have like a ring of ice like Saturn, and it melted somehow, then the melting could actually cause a flood that could drown everybody, drown everything. Makes complete sense now. So that's what the Holy Spirit told me. So to get back to living for 900 years, we just have to like put the rings back essentially. Um, so there are two ways of doing it. It's something we can actually pull off now, fairly easy because SpaceX, because Starlink. You know, SpaceX has all this like array of like satellites in space. So we could just arrange this array of satellites in an orbit around the Earth and reflect the light from the sun back to Earth. But they're not going to be very effective because they are not designed for this purpose. So we eventually would have to use like giant mirrors, and then maybe in the future we would use proper ice. Just like I think each SpaceX satellite can Falcon 9 can hold up to 22,000 kg. Right. So that's a lot of water that I can take to space. Right. Or mirrors for the meantime. So what do those mirrors actually do? Um, so how does this like help people live longer? Well, there's something called circadian stress, which is like this sharp change from night to day, 12 hours of night, 12 hours of darkness. That's actually what ages somebody, right? That's what causes people to age and die at like 90, 70 years old. But if we had like a ring like Saturn's ring around the Earth, right? Um, there'll be no circadian stress. Um, there'll be no sharp darkness. It would be, yeah, essentially. So it was the rings that melted that caused the flood, and then God put a rainbow, which was a reminder of what the rings used to look like. Yeah, I just wanted to put it down so I don't forget it. Bye bye. I hope we get the rings one day. I hope we get it very soon. Bye bye.